welcome to YouTube. Sticking to my live schedule, I am joining you this evening for my Thursday Thrive Live. It hasn't been easy this week. As soon as I made the decision to commit to coming on live more often, I got sick. I went to a Jill Scott concert, and a couple of days later, I had a virus. And so it wasn't easy because as soon as I said I was going live, I also said I would give myself grace because life be lifing. And then life certainly did life. Now, I don't know if I had COVID or what it was, but I'm better. I'm not running a fever anymore. And I did manage to keep my live schedule even though I wasn't well. So I'm really proud of that. And today I am doing the same format. So I'm starting with you all on the live, and then I'm going to add TikTok on the live. And if you see me interacting or not saying anything, it's because someone on the TikTok place is talking. A lot of people join me on live there, and they co-host with me. So someone may be talking and I'm listening to them. That's why you're seeing me just sit there smiling or doing whatever. But I hope to be able to go live on with all three apps on Restream soon. It's a process with TikTok, and so you have to adhere. I still go live there because I have the largest audience there. I have a lot of followers over there. So, and I've been going live over there for almost 2 years since I published the first journal. So they're used to me going live over there, and that's why it's a lot of interaction versus what's happening on YouTube and Facebook. I don't get a lot of interaction from you guys, and I'm hoping that soon changes with me being more committed to going live on these two apps as well. So I just wanted to update you on the format. So, and thank you for joining me. This is Thursday Thrive Live, where we discuss ways to use holistic methods in my journal. Let me get my journal. Holistic methods in my journal that will allow you to thrive and not just survive your menopause transition, your menopause metamorphosis. So I'll soon be adding my audience on TikTok, and you can chat with me as well, just like they do. So you can just enter whatever you'd like, any questions in the chat. I'm looking at it, and so I'll be able to interact with you as well as I do with the people on the TikTok app. So I'll be adding them to the equation soon. And anyone that's in the live now, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're watching. If you're watching silently and don't want me to know, that's cool too. So I've been loading up on the orange juice, trying to get rid of this virus. And it's almost gone. I should be 100% soon. So I'm going to go ahead and add the audience from TikTok soon. Let me just make sure that my co-host is ready to go. Okay, so once again, if you have questions or any information you'd like to share, if you have questions for me on either the journal or the cookbook, just put them in the chat and I'll be sure to answer. Okay. What does this keep? Okay, so we're getting ready to add the TikTok audience. So, welcome again. Welcome to the live today. Welcome, welcome everyone to the live. I'm so happy to be here because I've been sick all week and I made a commitment. As I was telling my other audience, I made a commitment to go live 3 times this week. And so I am holding up to that commitment. And here I am, ready for anyone to come into the room so we can discuss how to thrive and not just survive your menopause journey. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live. Okay. So, yes. So, once again, I am live. Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm just going to mute yourself then, something, because you can't be talking over me if you can't hear me. Okay. So, okay, I am on the live today. This is, again, my commitment to going live on my social media apps, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok at the same time. This is the third time this week. Actually, no, it's the fourth time because we did our regular Sunday live, which we've been doing for over a year on TikTok. And then we are adding 2 other apps at the same time, which is Facebook and YouTube. So we're live on all 3 of those apps right now. And this is our Thursday Thrive Live, where we talk about how to thrive and not just survive the menopause journey. Okay, so welcome to the live. Welcome everyone to the live. Thank you for joining us today. Um, Thursdays is late in the week, and a lot of us are, kind of tired. We're not going to be here for that long this evening. Hi, Coach PC. Hi, Dana. Thank you for joining the live. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Walk and Tra. Thank you for joining the live. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so that's not where we want to be. Duh. Okay. uh, thank you so much for joining the live. Love, thank you for joining the live. I am Sharice Watson. I am a menopause wellness coach. I am the author of But My Vagina Still Works, a menopause wellness journal, which is available in the TikTok shop. And it's a journal for and postmenopause. This journal was written by me from my 21 years of experience in this menopause transformation. So I put all of my experience in that journal, and I wanted to let everyone know that there are holistic solutions to almost every menopause symptoms. And that's encouraging because everybody is not a candidate for HRT. Everybody cannot safely take hormone replacement therapy. And so you need another solution to the symptoms you get from losing estrogen. So, women in perimenopause, that starts usually when women are in their late 30s, early 40s, some later, some sooner. And then you have menopause for a day, and that happens when you have not had your menstrual cycle for 365 days. And then you are in postmenopause. And so that is the menopause transformation clockwise as it occurs for most women. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule because sometimes women find that they have to have a hysterectomy or something like that, and then they go into oophorectomy maybe, and they go into menopause, which is surgical menopause or medical menopause. But for most of us, we simply start to lose estrogen and things start going crazy. I'm sure that if there's a woman in the room right now who is experiencing that, then she knows that suddenly stuff started acting weird. And for me, that happened in 2005. This is year 21 of my menopause transformation. And a lot of people sail through menopause with no problem. We were discussing that on the Wednesday afternoon live, how some women, their lives are not interrupted or disrupted by menopause symptoms. They lose estrogen like we do, but it's easier for them, and so they don't have any issues. They don't have any problem that they can speak of. But something is happening because estrogen doesn't leave a woman's body without a trace. Something happens. Something happens, and it just maybe didn't disrupt your life is why you don't have, a need for HRT or any other solutions. But for a lot of us, we get traumatized by menopause. Yes, and I say trauma because yes, it is literal trauma. When you start losing estrogen, the things that happen can be very traumatic. And that's how my journey was. And I know many of women that are going through menopause trauma. And the reason I know that is because I write Substacks about it, and people send me emails about my Substacks, how it helps them to know that other people are going through this too. And so yeah, I get a lot of emails from people that read my Substack articles. And I just wrote another one. Okay. I wrote another Substack, and it's about sister circles. So I have a company that I started, a Sacred Pause LLC. And the company is dedicated to helping women transition easier through peri and postmenopause. And what we're doing is being the embodiment of the belief. We believe at a Sacred Pause LLC that social wellness in menopause is very important. That's why we have a whole section in the journal dedicated to social wellness in menopause. Social wellness is very important. And the funny thing about it, and what I wrote in the Substack, is that a lot of women, when they get to a later place in life, if they haven't already made connections with women, they find it harder later in life to make those connections. And I have found that also for me. So I have connected with women during my menopause journey, and that hasn't always turned out well. So I understand the difficulty in trying to make connections later in life. But it's really important that you do that, especially when you're in peri and postmenopause, because you can go to a very dark place if you're anything like me. You can go to a very dark place in menopause. Depression becomes very prevalent for some women. And without the companionship, you can feel very isolated, and it can become dangerous. So that's why it's important to me and a Sacred Pause LLC to facilitate events that would help women to connect. So we're having a Sacred Pause Sister Circle. The Sister Circle event is virtual, so you can join on Zoom from wherever you are okay, from wherever you are in the entire planet, wherever you are, you can join virtually. And if you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, that's where it will be the physical location to come. And all of this information is available by clicking the link in my bio. I'm saying that real fast because TikTok is a jealous boyfriend and they don't like you steering people away from the app. I'm not telling you to go. I'm telling you to look at the link in my bio, which will give you information on the Sister Circle. Or you can just look at any of the most recent posts that I've made because they're all about it. Because I really want you all to participate, even if it's virtually. So it's a Sacred Pause Sister Circle, and it is going to be on July 19th. That's Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And I would just love it if the virtual room would be even bigger than the people that come in, because I'm limited to the number of people that can come to 20 in the room I have. Okay, so it's only 20 people that can attend in person. So if you're in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, make sure you to reserve your spot there because there's only 20 spots available. And we're going to have such a wonderful time. I'm telling you, it's going to be very nice. You know, you're going to be able to make connections with women going through the same hot flashes and brain fog and all the other things that you're going through, and you think you're alone. You're not. And thank you everybody for joining the live. Thank you, user Romeo, Alba, White. I see all of y'all in the room, and I appreciate you joining. And I want to say thank you to the people viewing on Facebook and YouTube as well. Hi, Pink Lady. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you, user Marie. Thank you for joining the live. Jarrell Fowler. Thank you for joining the live. Trace. Thank you for joining the live. Again, I am Sharice Watson. I'm a menopause wellness coach. And today we're talking about a sister circle. A sister circle. Hi, big fella. Thank you for joining the live. And I see a lot of men in my life today. Listen, you need to tap your female friends, your wives, your girlfriends, and tell them that the menopause wellness coach is on live to help them through their menopause transformation. Hi, Pastor Packing. Thank you for joining the live. So, this is the social wellness part of the journal, and that is the reason that I am having the Sister Circle events because I believe that is important. Latasha, thank you for joining the live. Stevie, thank you for joining the live. I believe it's important for women to have companionship with other women going through the same menopause symptoms so that you don't feel alone in your journey. So, how many women in the room now are using hormone replacement therapy for your menopause symptoms? Please let me know because I know that, hi, Jade. Hi, Jade. Thank you for joining the live. I know that a lot of women are starting to use hormone replacement therapy since last November when the FDA lifted all the black label restrictions that said that hormone replacement therapy wasn't safe for many years. So a lot of women started using hormone replacement therapy. And that would explain why there are so many shortages in the patches. Like a lot of people are going to get their menopause patches and they're not being able to get them because there are shortages now. And there weren't before because a lot of people had, reservations about using the hormone replacement therapy because of the black label warnings, but those are gone now. So are there any people that are in the live that are taking hormone replacement therapy? And I'm asking because there are the shortages that are going on, and there are people who are not even able to use hormone replacement therapy because of several reasons. Some people can't medically, it just doesn't go with whatever pre existing conditions they may have before they started menopause that would be affected by hormone therapy. And then there are some that are literally get sick when they use hormone replacement therapy. And hormone replacement therapy is not available under every insurance. So there are people that are priced out of it because they can't afford the hormone replacement therapy. So the other reason why I have my journal with holistic solutions in it is because there has to be other ways that you can get through this menopause if you cannot use HRT. So this is full of solutions to many menopause symptoms. The journal is not just blank pages. For example, it tells you the symptom that you may have, night sweats, okay? And then it tells you the reason these things happen and what are some of the solutions that are holistic solutions that you can use for night sweats. So then there's all kinds of solutions for your menopause symptoms in this journal. And it's a great companion for anyone who's in peri and also postmenopause, because some of you may be, hi, Lynn Marie, thank you for joining the live. Thank you, Norma and user. Thank you for joining the live. And so there are all kinds of different things you can do for your menopause symptoms in the journal, if you're not a candidate or cannot take hormone replacement therapy. But even if you can take hormone replacement therapy, it's still good to journal, because journaling is a form of self-care. And it becomes extremely important in peri and postmenopause that you do self-care on a regular basis. Okay. Hi, Mary. Thank you for joining the live. So journaling is self-care because it allows you to write down the things that are happening to you during the transition. Hi, Mimi. Thank you for joining the live. Alona Grum, thank you for joining the live. Hi, Mike. Thank you for joining the live. Yeah, it's good to have holistic solutions, even if you are using HRT. And the journal is not just blank pages, okay? But there are blank pages for you to journal. So there are pages that have the stories, some of my stories of what happened to me during peri and postmenopause. And then I have places for you to write down the holistic solutions that you try, and to write down your thoughts and feelings about what's going on with your body. So it's not just blank pages. There are stories that, could help you identify and know that you're not alone, because you'll know that I went through those things too. Hi, Willis. Thank you for joining the live. So we're not going to stay on here long today. I'm still recuperating from the whatever I got at the Jill Scott concert, whatever respiratory virus it was. I'm on the mend now, but I still need to get some rest so I can feel 100%. So I'm not going to stay long on the live. I had planned on staying for at least an hour, but I'm not going to even stay for that amount of time, because I had a guest or a co-host coming on, and apparently she's not able to get here. So we're going to conclude the live early. And I will be back on Sunday at 11 a.m. Sunday at 11 a.m. We will be live again, both on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I'll be live again at 11 a.m. Sunday. So I hope that a lot of you can join me again then. And we will talk then about other things pertaining to wait, let me see here. She may be back. I don't know. So let's see. I guess not. So we're going to conclude the live now, and I will see you all again on Sunday morning when we will go live again. Thank you for joining this evening. Have a nice one.